Hey, Mr. Gensler, I'm gonna do prompt G on age. So the first question is, how would you define age? I feel like age is really nothing but a number in the sense that you can really do anything you want, but when the government applies, like laws to age, that's when it kind of comes to a more like a solidified thing. Like you can't drink you can't drink legally until you're 21, or you can't drive legally or get your license legally until you're 16 or 17. But you can still drive before you're 16 or 17. You can still drink illegally before you're 21. So I just feel like age is nothing but really just a number. Um, yeah. So when does one become an adult? I feel like what we learned in class that 25 is when it's the age that your brain should stop like growing. So I guess thinking from a psychological point of view, then 25. But again, it varies for everybody. Some people don't really ever really become adults. Some people just stay kids. Some people just stay immature. Some people just don't want to grow up. And um, yeah, so that's what I think about that one. When I guess you become an adult when you're able to provide not only for yourself but for your family, and even if you want a family, but provide for yourself and just what you want to have. And yeah, I think that's when you become an adult. Just you're on your P's and Q's, you're crossing your T's, dotting your I's. What does it mean to be an adult? Kind of like what I just said, where you financial security. I don't know why. That's always been a big thing for me. Like I'm not an adult until I'm financially secured. I'm not an adult until I can properly raise a family and like have a house and kids and stuff like that. And maybe that's just what I was conditioned to. But I'm fine with that. Like I me personally, I won't feel like an adult until I can like pay, like have family, have the responsibilities of a family, and yeah. So yeah, what is old? Again, I feel like old is just it's it's basically like imaginary. It's not real. Like you can be an old person, I guess, but being old, it's really up to your I guess your body or like your biological makeup and like your biological timer. Um, because I have a pastor who's like I think he's like 74, and he's up and about. He's running, playing basketball, all this stuff, and it's weird because like he's 74 and he's not keeping up with us, but the fact that he can like kind of I guess put like I don't know I guess the fact that he can still do things like that it's kind of weird, and the way he moves it's just like he defines what society teaches us what old is. Because again, old supposed to be like in a wheelchair, can't take care of yourself, but he's 74, probably 75, so that's pretty weird to me. So yeah, old is just something that I feel like hinders yourself from just doing what you want to do. When should you be able to vote, drink and drive, and get married? I feel like you should be able to vote when you're, I guess, a senior in high school. The reason I say senior year is because senior year, so I'm guessing 17, 18. Well, you are legal to vote 18, but I guess 17 because that's when 17 is when you're in senior year, I believe, and senior is when you start taking government and econ. And personally, for me, when I took that class, I learned more about the voting system, the presidential college, the candidates that was running while I was in while I was in high school, and it just kind of opened my mind to something I never experienced before. And if I were to vote when I was prior to taking that class, I would just voted for a color, not really for the person. And yeah, so I feel like 17 or senior year should be good enough. Drinking, I feel like it's fine at 21 because if you lower it, it'll be kids can still access alcohol, and yeah, I know that's a thing, but um, I feel like if you lower it to 18, it'll be easier for kids to access it because there's 18-year-olds in high school that can easily get it now because they're legal. So I feel like 21 is fine. Um, Driving, I feel like again it's fair too. I feel like 16 isn't too bad. Um, Maybe bump it to 18 because again, like you said, kids aren't ready to get on the road, especially in the generation that we live in, where we're always just wrapped around our phone. So that's pretty dangerous. Um, Getting married, I feel like 25. I don't know why 25. I feel like again, from a psychological point of view, that's when your brain matures enough, like it grows enough, and it stops. So I feel like just 25 is just the right time to get married. Maybe that's just me. Um, how do you feel about getting old? I'm low key scared. I'm not gonna lie, but again, I'm low key excited because every day I learn something new, and I can't wait to share that with people. I can't wait to have that wisdom. And I'm just like that old guy that people are like, man, that dude right there, man, that dude has some wisdom. Um, if anything scares you about getting old and why? Not being able to move, not being able to be active, that's something that scares me. I just, I just like playing sports. I like running. I like doing things like that. So, yeah, losing my mobility, that's something that scares me.